What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you from Mythic, baby! Those of you who follow me on Twitter will know quite well that I hit it nice and early this month. Not quite my personal record. I think I've been 6th or 3rd before. I'll have to go and look back in my archives, but close enough. 3rd day of the month and the number 28. So felt very proud of my performance. And it's one of those things where like I don't specifically or necessarily try to go for that, but sometimes I just lock onto a deck that I'm feeling good with, and I just ride it to the top. And I was doing a lot of the early parts in Platinum with the mono black aggro Bloodletter of Aclazot's deck, but then the win rate started to pewter off just a tiny bit, and then I was subbing in, alternating between that one and the Boros, various Boros tribal things with the throne. I tried soldiers, I tried humans, and a lot of the times those two overlap, so it was really more about which of the lords to use, because the you all know that Coppercoat Vanguard is a soldier but buffs humans, and then there's the human lord whose name is now escaping me. I beg your pardon, the soldier lord. He's core soldier, not human. So there's this weird sort of overlap between the two tribes, and you have to sort of decide which way you want to go. I still think that having unless there's a lot of non-human soldiers in your deck, that the Coppercoat Vanguard is probably the better way to go about things, because the Ward 1 is a lot better than having an extra point of toughness in most situations. But anyway, I'm sort of rambling. What I wanted to do for today, or tonight, is show you guys some of the decks that I used to get there, and then I'm gonna pick a specific one, the one that gave me the best win rates overall, and jam that for you guys on the Mythic ladder, and then we can call it a night. So, without further ado, let's jump into some of tonight's brews. So, I've gone and favorited, or what is it called when you, favorited the decks that did the deed, and it started off with Jeskai, and I think there's no surprise here that there's a lot of good reason to splash red in your already very good Azorius Soldiers deck to bring in such amazing cards as Anim Pakal and Baird, the Argivian Recruiter. And this one honestly did a lot of good work for me. As you can see, essentially no red mana, actual red sources, because in such a well-focused soldier tribal deck, considering the fact we have Secluded Courtyard and Cavern of Souls, it was really not necessary to have too many red lands. I just put in a Crucible of Defiance for the occasional. Actually, no, now that I look at it, that's really stupid because I don't have any red mana, so that's actually can go right away. And I think probably the best thing to do would also be to cut the deserted beach and just go up 2 more coasts here. But anyway, we won't be playing this one tonight. I just wanted to show you that this is kind of where the idea started. It has some callbacks to the Boros Soldiers deck that I played during early access with Anim Pakal, and where the top end was not the Roaming Throne, which has definitely become, if not my favorite card in the set, in the top 3. But I was going more for the traditional 4 drops in Mirel, and of course Archangel Elspeth with the -2 giving flying on Anim Pakal. So damn good. But the real meat, I don't know how to say this, but the one card that really for me helped to take this to the next level was not Anim Pakal or any of this kind of more explosive top-endy stuff, but it was Warden of the Inner Sky, a card that kind of went below my radar, and I started jamming it in different decks. So the first one that I tried after Jeskai was mono white, and I threw together a mono white soldiers deck, and the thing just started to hum along like crazy town. No Talia, as you can see, and like the thing that made me click was this little sub-theme that has been going on since we got the Dusk Legion Duelist, where when you put +1/+1 counters on your soldiers, cool things happen. In the case of Warden of the Inner Sky, you need to tap 3 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control, and then you get a +1/+1 counter on it, and you get to scry 1. Unfortunately, it can only be done as a sorcery, but still, the play patterns where you go, you know, oftentimes if I have a Warden and a Recruitment Officer in hand, I'll start with the Officer, because if it doesn't get immediately removed, it's the more aggressive 1-drop with the 2 power. And then the following turn, just play like another, 2 more 1-drops. So you go 1-drop, and then turn 2, play a land, 2 more 1-drops, which include as one of those a Warden of the Inner Sky. And then instead of attacking with the Officer, which is it feels a little bit like that turn where you're convoking the Knight Errant of Eos in an aggro deck. You sort of take a turn off to have to set up for a more explosive turn the turn after. So you get to put a +1/+1 counter on your Warden and scry, so that, okay, you know, if it was a land, I don't need that, or whatever, you set up your following turn a little bit better. And then on turn 3, you play the Siege Veteran, which also puts counters. So then you can tap the Siege Veteran, the other 2 creatures, and not the Warden. Then at the beginning of combat, you get the +1/+1 counter. You put it on the Warden of the Inner Sky. Now it has received the 3 counters needed for it to gain flying and vigilance. And now you've got this incredible flying threat with vigilance and like a nice chunky booty at that point. It becomes, I believe, a 4/5. So, you know, pretty nice. But when you add to that the fact that we've also got the Dust Legion Duelist as another great target for the +1/+1 counters from Siege Veteran, it really changes the way the soldier, like, I don't know, the play patterns just, it becomes more about doing that than trying your best to get a Harbin down and 5 little creatures. So that's why I've also done away with staples of this deck, like Resolute Reinforcements. And honestly, it was just so freaking fantastic. And the ways of putting +1/+1 counters on creatures doesn't end there. We've got the Valiant Veteran, that's the name I was thinking of, which can be exiled from the graveyard to put a +1/+1 counter on everything. And then also the -2 from the Archangel, which I mentioned earlier, and this particular deck. So I'm just quickly gonna pull up some of the stats here for you guys, because wow, like I had so much success with this with these lists. So scrolling down, and last night I was playing these Rakdos decks are utter trash. Delete. But here we go. It was Human Throne. This one, like the stats go. It's a deck that I had from before in the previous season. But then Harbin, Time, and Soldiers over here. 64%, 67%, 23 for 13, 31 for 15. Like, that is really quite something. As you can see, the Jeskai one ended up, like, I just stopped playing it because it wasn't doing as well. And the Mono White and the Azorius one, just like, that is good win rates. These are the decks that got me to Mythic, guys. Of course, I've made them all visible. The link to my Untapped is always in the video description down below for you guys to go copy the deck lists if you can't find them somewhere else, like on Twitter or on either hub or on mtgsearch.it. I put these things all over the place, but Untapped's the only one that gives you the stats. And yeah, the Mono White one and the Azorius one just absolutely shredding. So in the end, after playing the Mono White one a lot on the ladder, almost all the way into the Mythic, I switched to Azorius because I felt the need to have a little bit of counter magic action, and I wanted to, instead of playing Archangel Elspeth, bring in the throne, the roaming throne. So then I settled on this Azorius one, and then this one I just like, at one point I went 7-0 and just right into Mythic, absolutely hammering. Lobo Blanco, good friend, subscriber of the channel, already part of the Discord community, mentioned that I could definitely think about adding more man's lands into the list, but I'm in one of those moods where I don't want to ruin the feng shui. It's just so like it feels so best of one-ish. It's just, as you can see, 4 of everything and very clean, simple mana base. No need for you know, even the legendaries there's 4 of. I just didn't want to like disturb what is working, but definitely some of the points that Lobo made and myself thinking about this list after the fact of hitting Mythic, you could totally cut one Harbin, you could put in maybe some man's lands, maybe we don't need the full playset of the Negotiators. That gives us space for a few you know, maybe another 1-drop. I was absolutely loving the Old Faithful Surge of Salvation in the mono white version, as you saw, but again, it's been just ridiculously good as is, and I don't want to fiddle with it in case it ruins the feng shui of the algorithm or whatever. So this is the list that we're going to be playing tonight on the Mythic ladder, and I don't feel the need to really explain everything again. I've opted for the Coppercoat Vanguard over the other guy, whose name is again escaping me, because I really like it when the opponent forgets that Ward is a triggered ability and we've got the roaming thrown down, and they try to remove one of our creatures that now has Ward 1 because of the Coppercoat Vanguard, and now they get double triggers and they don't have enough mana to pay for that Ward, and it feels so good. I've had a lot of people scoop to that, but the doubling up of things does not end there, of course. Like, the best one is the fact that when, you know, you get the double buff from Harbin, if it's definitely a lot of a win more kind of thing, because it usually wins the game anyway, but you know, getting +2/+2 to all your soldiers when you get the trigger to go off is so freaking nice. Then of course the double Brutal Cathar, being able to remove 2 things when it enters the battlefield. The Skystrike Officer makes 2 little 1/1s when it attacks. And then, of course, the beginning of combat +1/+1 counters thing with the Siege Veteran, you can put 2 +1/+1 counters on things. So going with the roaming throne in this one, although maybe the Elspeth is better, I'm thinking what I'll do is right after I finish recording this video, I'm going to record another video with the mono white version, and then I'll leave it up to you guys to decide which is the best. So I'm going to delete Jeskai Soldiers. Human Throne was fun, but we've seen something a little bit too similar to this on the channel recently during early access. So we're going to be focusing for the next couple of videos on Azorius Soldiers and mono white soldiers, and wondering why people aren't playing more of this, because it feels better than ever. Having another good 1-drop like that has just been, you know, the Warden of the Inner Sky has I think really, wow, like, I think the gameplay footage will tell you just exactly what I mean. So without further ado, let's jump into some games. Beg your pardon. All over the place. Ranked. Harbin time. Let's go. I probably sunk down into the... because I stopped playing once I hit Mythic. I just took a day off. And now I'm probably, I don't know, still in the top 500 for sure. And I'm happy that the wait times... Okay, 246. The wait times aren't too bad either compared to usual. Okay, no 1-drop, which sucks, but keep it. So much mono red, obviously, in Mythic when it's early in the month, because it's all those people that just spam mono red and play like a million games a day, and it's very, very tiring. But I'm going to try my best to retain the salt for tonight. We're playing against a serpent. Are you a serpent with a lisp, my friend? Are you a serpent? While we're waiting for the opponent here to get his act together, I also wanted to, you know, briefly talk about some of the things that have happened to Magic over the weekend. And, sorry, you know, over the last couple of days. The announcement of this new format. Pretty interesting. Let's go with the flyer. This thing called Timeless. It's still going to include, you know, digital-only cards and rebalancing, so I definitely won't be playing it, but cool that they've done it. This got a no-ban list format for Arena. I thought that was pretty cool. Alright. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that thoroughly enjoy jamming that, so... yeah. And then, of course, yesterday we had the first look at the set that's coming out next year. The Murder at Karlov Manor or something like that. Some pretty cool looking cards already. And I'll talk a little bit about those in a separate video going forward. Don't worry. Alright, now we get to jam out a throne. Or do we go with 2 Vanguards? I think maybe... I mean... look, we'll be able to draw a card with the officer regardless, and I think the double Coppercoat Vanguard as a follow-up to this player is actually going to end up being better. Because now this counts as a soldier, and attacking will make 2 more. So we can potentially chump block and then draw, and then follow up with 2 Vanguards, and that should be pretty devastating for the opponent. I'm assuming there's a Brutal Cathar or another ossification coming. Aha! Okay, that's cool. I'm about to do the very same thing, my friend. You can attack with Talia, of course. I probably just won't block, honestly. Because that, yeah, I didn't think he would, because it's the only thing that he can actually block with. Hello, my name is Harbin. I am here to kick some butt. Now I'm really hoping that he tries to use a Brutal Cathar on one of the things with Ward. Beg your pardon. Work ball. Okay, so a little bit of a buff, but now Harbin's gonna come down and just end the game. So I'm so happy we got to see the double Harbin trigger on game 1. I don't think there's any removal that can have me really worried here at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can block. Wait, beg your pardon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can block with up to 3 creatures. None of these have life gain yet. And now we'll just own. Watch this. Woo! Let's draw one more card, why not? Wow. Even better. And that is gonna be the game, baby. Watch this. Double triggers from the Siege Veteran. Double triggers from the Officer and from the Harbin. Oh, baby. Just loving it. Especially against, you know, counterparts where it's a very similar strategy. The opponent was just playing humans. You know, that's the one that's been at the top of the rankings on Untapped for, in I don't know how long. Mono white humans, Coppercoat Vanguard, Adeline, Talia, blah, 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 blah. No one's talking about mono white soldiers. My win rates with the soldiers deck is way higher than my win rates with mono white humans. I think you know, people just get locked into these soldiers equals Azorius. It's been that way for so long. Harbin is the best Azorius card, and there's that version with the wedding announcement and the knight errant that aren't even sold. You know, the wedding announcement doesn't even make soldiers, and the knight errant isn't a soldier. So there's like these kind of weird overlaps, and like it was obviously very good. You know, Simon Nielsen and a bunch of the guys that took it to Worlds did really good with it, and I've seen that version of it on the ladder non-stop since then. And I think people just need to do some of their own experimenting a bit more than just like, you know, net deck all the time. Because then little sneaky surprise decks like the mono white soldiers it'll really surprise you. Oof, so difficult to choose, but I think the roaming throne is going to be the call here. As I said, we lead with the more aggressive one. Hopefully we top deck another 1-drop. That would be amazing. Dimir is scary because oftentimes these days it's that reanimation deck. I'm hoping for... No. I was really kind of hoping for a Cavern of Souls, because this is looking like a counterspell to me. But let's test that theory. Make disappear. Okay, that's one out of their hand. Oh, do you guys think there's two? I wouldn't be surprised. It's looking like the old sort of Dimir deck. Yeah, with a couple of new tricks. I've seen this. So there goes one of our officers. But now we know that we're like guaranteed to be able to cast the second one. And I'm going to swing. If he wants to block, you're welcome to. Then we get back our officer, so... However, this is a removal city. That's painful. That's very painful. This card is so good. That's full power coming your way, my friend. So like what? Dimir Flyers tempo? Looks like it. Cool idea. I definitely want to try something like this. I've been just playing Dimir as very much the same things over and over now for quite some time. I'm fairly certain you're going to bottom that, make disappear. Oh. Really? Alright. Huh. Okay. I'm swinging with everything, so you do you. We'll probably block the recruitment officer. Maybe not. Maybe he's really going for this flying thing. Now we know he has to make disappear. So we can just take it easy. Yeah, he's trying to gain as much life off of the bat. Finds a land, so that won't do it. Maybe he has another larcenist. But now the ward, double ward, is going to prevent that from affecting us in any way. Oh, so nice. Oh, so nice. No attacks. hold up a counter spell. Perfect target. We do not want another damn flyer. And now we try and draw into a Harbin. We have the mana to pay for the casualty make disappear. Sure. Ah, very cheeky. But you should have flashed that in. I don't know why. Okay, what else? That. Okay, we're in a very similar situation where there's only one card. Aha! Dimir Batguard mode. Okay. We need to find a Brutal Cathar pretty quickly. And we'll probably just take out the Aklazot's guy here. Oh, that's also pretty nice. Ah, yes. Oh, yes. So let's go boom, boom, boom. Don't want another land. And then we put the counter on there. So this guy will get flying very soon. And yes, we're going to have to unfortunately discard our Protect the Negotiators when he attacks with the Aklazots. I think he'll probably attack with it. But I'm still feeling kind of okay about the win here. I can feel an Alpha Strike coming if he's hovering his mouse over the Restless Reef. Okay. I'll block with my Recruitment Officer and get an extra soldier off of the Siege Veteran. And then we can block, you know, if he wants to attack with the Larcenist, fine. Okay, only 2 attackers. Will he mill me? Yes. So let's go draw. So I'm not blocking that, so I can do this, this, this. Oh, there was a Brutal Cathar. Okay, so we can discard Cavern. Damn lifelink on this thing is pretty scary. I played this in early access. Took a nice match off of Saffron Olive, but not that impressed, honestly. So we can go boom, boom, boom. Give this guy flying now. Little scry action in. And then we can look for a Harbin with the Recruitment Officer. Come on, baby. Hello. I'm Harbin. What's your name? I think we just swing here and stuff it. See what happens. I'm getting bored of this match. Force out some, you know, some heavy blocks. Because, you know, otherwise you're just dead, my friend. Probably need a block with, what, Batty Boy on the Warden. which makes the crackback just a lot less scary. I think he was kind of hoping he would be able to kill a thing or two, but then it just means lots more gets through. So now he's only taking 4, but he also loses a bunch of creatures. Now he's got all of this life gain, unfortunately. But our Warden is too big. So, you know, you need removal, and you need it now. Or you're just completely screwed. This card is so nice. Yeah, okay, makes sense. I get another soldier. And now all you have is make disappear. I mean, not enough. You attack, you gain 6. I kill your Aclazots. You go to 11, and then the crackback is just going to be so punishing. Nice deck, though. I like that initial D. That was cool. I'm definitely going to try this kind of Dimir bats flying stuff. I like that. I'm gonna give that a whirl sooner rather than later. Thanks for the idea. But wasn't quite enough. On to the next one. And we didn't even find like any of our removal or like the throne or some of those double triggers, so still was just able to close it out. What? We're the same number? How is that possible? 236 versus 236. It's always nice when you see white, you expect Brutal Cathar. Oh no, it's angels. Okay, so now we're just gonna hold up the frickin' Protect the Negotiators for sure. Oh no, he's got the, okay. So do we value having an additional, because now that we know the Cavern's here, this kind of makes this useless, so it just becomes a 3-mana make a soldier. I'll do it. Because we get to have an extra body to tap. I want to scry. And I want to... Ooh, okay, that's nice. 3 Coppercoats on the board. And we've got another Brutal Cathar for whatever might come our way. Is this Orzhov or... Aha. Okay, so we're going to have to use another Brutal here. And let's scry again. Actually, no, let's go this way. Don't want that anymore. Cavern of Souls. What a card. We would have taken him lower down to 1, but it's not quite enough. So instead of trying to do that, I preferred to get that scry in. Now I know I've got the win anyway, unless there's a sweeper, which he's playing a creature deck with angels and stuff. I don't think so. Yeah. Now here comes 2 Coppercoats. Hope you like this. Oof, yes. Guys, I'm telling you. This list is nowhere. No one's playing it like this anywhere. It's not in any of the meta. I've seen it in no results on any kind of tournaments. No other content creators. But my win rates with this have been like some of the best I've had with any deck in like a good few seasons, like 2 months or so worth of playing on the ladder. And this is the one that feels like just, I just win. I just keep winning. Even against like, you know, dinosaurs and all sorts of like big, stompy. It's nice. And the occasional Sunfall player when I just keep up the Protect the Negotiators. Feels really good. I think mono red honestly has been the biggest problem, where they just happen to, as is often the case, to have like 2 play with fires and a lightning strike in their opening hand, and you just can't keep up. You can't make a board presence enough in time, and then it's just too late. Captain Marvelous. Speak of the devil. Okay, I mean, let's see if there's any removal here. Interesting. Felden? Why don't you attack with your Felden? What's going on, mate? Did you forget Felden can't block? Or what? Because now I'm gonna drop a throne on you, and then I can follow it up with a double removal on the Brutal Cathar the next turn, so... You know, you do you, mate. Okay, we have ourselves a person who has no idea what they're doing. Okay. How was that? What in the actual hell was that? And now, ladies and gents. Oh, yes! Mono red newbie. Off you go. Sorry, Captain Marvelous. You gotta actually think when you play. You can't just go on autopilot with mono red all the time, because then you find somebody who actually knows what they're doing on the other end of the board and you get completely hammered. It is one of those autopilot kind of decks, though, mono red. So with 38 minutes in, this is going to be the final match with Harbin time. And then we can call it a night, and I'm going to record the mono white one after this as a separate video. I'll probably put them out a day between each other, so stay tuned if you want to catch both. We're on the draw. We've got it, you know, we've got good cards, but yeah, okay, I mean, I'll keep it. Aviator. That's nice. Boonk. I've been seeing some people doing Selesnya stuff. Also, Power Dragon just put up a video. Okay, cool. Maybe I should have held up the negotiators there. Okay. I was just thinking, does he have another one of those? Doesn't look like it. A lot of life gain. Making treasure. Okay. Now we are definitely holding up the negotiators. Skadoosh. Sorry, Mondrak. And I get to draw a card now. Fourth land for the roaming throne, and then we can do some ridiculously stupid stuff with the Brutal Cathars. Now we just have to draw into a Harbin. But I think even just the double Brutal... Yeah, it's also fine, because you're only going to get 3. It's a lot of life gain. But if you attack, you're also going to lose your life gainers. Rabble rousing, huh? Been a while since we've jammed rabble rousing. There's that the white lord guy. This will give him flyers next turn, but I don't think I care. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I'd rather get rid of them with the Brutal Cathars. It's not that much damage. No Harbin yet. Alright. Soldier. Go. 1, 2. No blocks. He's trying to get to... He needs 5 guys on the board to trigger the rabble rousing. Maybe he's got a... Okay. Here comes another double Brutal. Okay. Go Harbin. No. Okay, well now we've got enough mana for 2 Brutal Cathars, which is 4 removals. 1, 2. One. Bye-bye. Get freaking stuffed. Climbing back into the top 150 on camera. Arriving neatly at the 45-minute mark. Got a good couple of matches in. Was able to showcase most of the cool doubling triggers with the roaming throne. You know, I feel like I've done my job. I've shown that what the deck is capable of. I hope that you take it for a spin. If you're interested in seeing Lobo Blanco, our in-house, you know, mana expert, the guy's a freaking machine, like Frank Carsten levels, I'm telling you. He's one of our Discord community members. You can always join us. The link is down in the description. He's gone and written up, you know, we all post our brews in a specific little sub-channel of the main Discord channel, and then we'll all give each other feedback and whatnot. And he's gone and made some really good points about the mana base and potentially other cards that could be included. So come join us over there. It's a good place to be. But that is going to be it for this video. And thank you all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will be seeing you all in the next one with another fresh brew. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.
What?